Welcome to S&T Geotronics Labs. Today we're going to be discussing our first open hack to our Open Enigma. This is our Open Enigma machine, and today we're going to be adding a printer unit to it. This little thermal printer will then print out all of the coded or decrypted messages as you type them into the Enigma. First things first, we need to decide where our plug is going to go, and I believe that on this particular model I'm going to put the plug right here next to the power plug. And so to get to it, we're going to have to remove the Enigma from its wooden enclosure. And that's done by removing all these little screws in the top plate. Once we've removed all of these screws, and that what I mean by all the screws is just the very outer ones that are in the wood. Don't mess with the inner ones because they actually hold the Enigma together. We're going to flip it up and we're going to disconnect the plug board if you have a plug board equipped model. If you don't have a functioning plug board, this is an extra step that you're not going to do. And then we'll pick the Enigma up out of his enclosure and flip him over up like this and take a look to see that our PCB comes right to the edge of the wood, and we're actually going to be installing our jack inside the wood. So we're going to have to remove some of the wood in order to create a notch for our jack to sit in. Now I'm going to put two of these screws in part way to make sure to hold this top plate centered up on the Enigma where it's supposed to be. I've marked my spot where I intend to drill my hole for our 1/4 inch jack for the printer. And I'm going to take the drill and I'm going to drill the hole through the top plate and into the wood just a little bit underneath, so I have a good marking of where I need to remove some of the wood. Now that we've got our hole drilled in our top plate and down into the wood slightly, we're going to remove the Enigma once more. I've already removed the two screws, and then we're going to take our 1/4 inch phono jack. I'm going to set it in the hole right there, and I'm going to take a pin. It would help to have a pin that actually worked. It worked that way. Why didn't it work this way? I don't know. If all else fails, we use the Sharpie. And then we know that we want to be about that big. Doop. And I want to remove the wood deep enough to clear these terminals. So I'm going to kind of just eyeball this and then put a dot down here to know approximately how deep I want to go. And then we're going to get the Dremel. The Dremel is the must-have tool for any maker. And we're going to begin to cut this out. Almost done. I'm just cleaning up the bottom just a little bit, and then we'll be done. and try and blow out the chips. And there's the notch in the side of the box where our phono jack will now fit, just like that. Next, we'll install our 1/4-inch phono jack into the top plate where it will go, and then we'll put his retaining nut, provided that he doesn't fall out, on him.
You want to start over?
Nope. We'll put his little retaining nut on him. Later on, we may take a pair of needle nose pliers and tighten him up a little bit more, but for right now, that'll do the trick. And now our phono jack is installed in the top plate, and we'll verify that indeed it fits nicely in the notch we've created. And you'll notice that by stopping just shy of the side of the wood, the top cover still covers the wood, and basically our machine will look pretty much unchanged from the outside. But inside, you can see our phono jack safely in its little notch.